Hi there. Welcome to the recovery journey. I'm Coach Chris, and I'm here today to talk to you about recovery from substance use, alcohol, drugs, whatever type of drug it is that's causing you problems in your life. Alcohol is a drug just like cocaine or heroin, all of those substances that cause an alteration in our mood, that cause the brain to dump huge amounts of endorphins into our midbrain and our prefrontal cortex, that cause us to escape reality. Those are all substances of abuse. So, for all of us, I'm saying us because I am a recovering addict and alcoholic myself. For all of us, we understand deep down inside that drinking and using drugs no longer works for us. Okay, you're watching this video right now, not by mistake. People don't land on this page or this video and decide to sit and listen to a guy talking about drugs and alcohol unless they have a reason. So I'm going to make an assumption here. I'm going to assume that you need to hear these things and that you're here by choice and that you're staying on this video because you're interested in what I'm going to have to say as we move on. I want to talk about a couple of questions. And by the way, these two questions that I'm going to pose to you are included in the Recovery Journey Self-Assessment tool that is on my website, which is addictionfreedomcoach.com. I think it's on the second page. You can click a button that says take the self-assessment now. And there are 18 questions there. I want to focus on two of them because I think they're very important. Now here's a little kibble that I'm going to give you about this self-assessment. The self-assessment that I have on this website is not really about me finding out about you. It's designed to help you stop for a moment and find out about yourself. So the questions that I ask in this assessment are meant to evoke thought. And they're all agree or disagree questions. I agree with this statement or I disagree with this statement. So the two questions that I want to use and talk to you about in this video right now are really important questions because they have to do with why you're still watching this video right now. Okay? The first question is, are there three things, negative things, are there three bad things that I feel could happen to me if I continue to drink and use drugs the way I currently am? Agree or disagree? Can you name three things, negative things, that could happen if you continue to drink and use? Now that question is designed to give a person an opportunity to think through maybe what's going on right now, what shoe is about to drop, what next consequence might be just about to happen, or might be one that you have feared is just right around the corner. So that question is a loaded question, and it's one that evokes thought about probably more than three things that could happen. So I would like to challenge you You're still watching the video, so I'm hoping that you're going to stick with it and follow some instruction right here. I challenge you to grab a sheet of paper and write this question down. Not the answers yet, but just write down the question. Can you name 3 things, 3 negative things that could happen to you or could happen in your life if you continue to drink and use like you're currently doing? Write that question down. Okay? Write it at the top of a page. Get a second sheet of paper or flip that one over and write down this second question. It's another thought-provoking question that will evoke a lot of thoughts and ones that are happy things. So here's the question. I can think of 3 things in which would be 3 good things that could happen in my life if I were to stop drinking and using today. Agree or disagree? Can you think of 3 things positive that could happen in your life today if you were to stop drinking and using drugs? I don't mean just stop for a week. If you're like me, you've done that plenty of times. Stop for a while, make a promise, I'm going to stop. I promise no more of this. Something happens, there's a consequence. Someone gets mad at me and I have to make a promise to patch things up that I'm going to stop drinking. And I do so for a little while. This is not that question. This is a question that has to do with being done. In a video before, I talked about telling the server at the bar when they ask if I wanted anything from the bar, my response is, no thanks, I've had enough. Okay, this is if you've had enough and you decide to stop drinking and stop using other mood-altering substances, can you name 3 good, positive things that could happen in your life? Okay, write that question down. Okay, not agree or disagree. What I want you to do with these 2 questions is I want you to take 5 minutes maybe and answer those questions in long form, longhand, write out the 3 or 4 or 5 bad things that could happen to you if you continue to drink and use like you are doing. Write them out. There may be a dozen things that you've been worried about. You know, things going on at work, not going well. Maybe you've already lost a job. Maybe you're on your 4th job in 2 years. Maybe you're having trouble finding work. Maybe your spouse or girlfriend or loved one has put their foot down, so to speak, and said, you know, I can't be with a person who drinks and uses like you do. Okay, maybe one of the things on your list is going to be, I feel like a bad thing that could happen if I continue drinking and using is I could lose her or him. How about your health? Okay, as a doctor, have you ever been to the doctor and the doctor said, you know, this problem that you have with these stomach pains, I believe has something to do with your liver. Do you drink a lot? No, I don't drink hardly much at all, just a beer every now and then. So could one of the things be I could have major physical problems? Here's another one. If I continue to drink and use like I do now, where I'm driving from the bar home 3 nights a week after drinking 8 beers or 6 shots or whatever it is you drink, is there a chance that you could get pulled over by a police officer and get arrested and go to jail? Or when you're writing out your answers to this first question, could it be, I'm afraid I might get a third DUI. I'm afraid my parents are going to kick me out of the house if I continue to drink and use drugs like I've been doing. Keep writing these things out. Make a full and complete list. This is for you, okay? Make a full and complete list. Take this time to take a good inventory of the possibilities, and you know that these possibilities, these things that you're going to write down, you know that they're not outlandish thoughts. They are possibilities that are real, okay? Then flip the paper over when you're done. Spend a couple of minutes writing down. This would almost be like a wish list, but it's not really a wish list if it's really happening. What are three or more things that would improve, that would be great things that could happen in your life if you stop drinking and using? So the top one on your list might be, my relationship with my girlfriend or boyfriend or my spouse would improve greatly. My children would stop worrying about me. My parents would be so happy and so proud of me if I were to stop drinking and using. Well, you know why they would be proud of you? Because they wouldn't be worried so much about you. My job, I could do so much better at my job. Or I could find a better job if I could be dependable and show up for work on time every day. If I stopped drinking and using, I could be that person. I could be healthy. I could start running again. I could start being part of the community again if I stopped drinking and using, rather than being isolated and staying at home and nursing my bottle or using my pills or injecting something into my veins. I could be part of life. I could get involved. I could do something great. So on that second question, man, write it out. Take some time. Balance the scales. The first question was all these terrible things that could happen, and you know if they make the list, there are things that you really believe could happen. Things that you believe might happen. Maybe soon. The second list is, you're not so sure that these things could happen, but you'd like for them to. Well, I can tell you, as a guy in recovery himself, who was all about that first list of fears 26 years ago, I can tell you that the things on these are good things that could happen in my life if I were to stop drinking, I can tell you that that list is real. You can experience those things. You can experience all those good things. Now, I'm not saying that some magic bullet is going to cause everything to just come up roses all of a sudden. I'm saying to you that in order to get the things in the B list, which is B is the list of good things that could happen, then I got to work on this A list problem. Okay, I've got to eliminate that one. Okay, the way I eliminate the A list and move into the B list is I have to look at the thing that is connected to both lists. And both lists are connected by one thing, and that is substance use. These are the things that happen if I keep using. These are the things that could happen if I stop using. Okay? Let the scales balance it out for you. try this exercise. Give it a shot. Spend a few minutes, spend 5-10 minutes working on this. And be encouraged. I'll say this last thing and then I'll stop for today. This is a misnomer. This is a bit of cognitive distortion that alcoholics and addicts carry with them absolutely for the whole time that they're in the drinking and using phase. And they even carry it usually for some period of time when they first get clean and sober, before people like me are able to help them correct these cognitive distortions. But here's the thing that we carry is wrong thinking, confused thinking. The thought that this is because our self-esteem has gotten so small because we've done so many things that we thought we'd never do, that we are afraid that we are not valuable anymore. Not true. Alcoholics and addicts are not bad people. Alcoholics and addicts, in fact, are really good people with a bad disease. There's a difference in being immoral and being ill. I never woke up in the morning and said, I think I'm going to do some terrible things and steal money from my grandmother's purse today so I can buy some drugs. I never woke up thinking that. I woke up, and then sometime as the day went on, I used some drugs, and the next thing I knew, I was in that cycle of addiction, and I did whatever it took to get some more drugs. I wasn't a bad person, I was a sick person. Give yourself a break. You're here because you need to hear some solutions. I'll stop there. Work on this little exercise that I laid out for you. Visit my website. Go to www.addictionfreedomcoach.com and use some of the free resources that I'm providing there. If you want help and you want to complete the journey to sustainable recovery, I offer a course through the website that you can take, and it's 21 days, a couple of hours a day, and you work through the course that I've laid out in a very simple fashion, with lots of other experts contributing to it, some celebrity stories, some pro athlete stories about recovery, and a lot of meditative thoughts, a lot of ways that you can be helped to attain and sustain recovery for good. So go to the website if you choose to. I'm glad that you stopped by and that you watched this video. I hope that you'll come back for the next one. My name is Coach Chris, and it's my mission to help people to attain and maintain and sustain their recovery. I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot and have a good evening. Bye-bye.